Hola amigos, welcome back to Sonnie's Place. My name is Emma and we are officially into week 3 of raising our Cornish cross chickens for meat. Today we're making some changes to their feed. We're putting the chickens on a diet and keeping closer track of their weight gain. Now, one of the reasons that we raise Cornish cross chickens is because they grow at a pretty fast pace compared to other varieties of chickens or other breeds. The chickens will be ready at about 8 to 10 weeks from literally bringing them home in day 1. Now that's a pretty quick turnaround if you think about it. It makes them an ideal breed because you're not spending as much on feed over a longer term. I hear you, Franklin. Franklin's saying hello. And speaking of feed, we are graduating our chicks to a higher protein feed that's better suited to their age now, and it's gonna go ahead and plump them up and give us a nice, juicy, full chicken by the time we get to harvest. And with that change in feed, it's also important that you keep an eye on their feeding schedule and stick closely to that. The biggest reason is that these chickens will eat all day long. So it's important that we keep that diet really strict. I took down that partition yesterday, and as you can see, this is the reason that I had that partition up there. But they're bigger now and need more of that space. Go back in once I get their feed set up. They're hungry little monsters. So now that we're at that 3-week mark, we're gonna go ahead and make sure that they have access to feed for about a 12-hour period. Then we're gonna have them off of the feed for the other 12-hour period. So 12 on, 12 off is the rule that I follow. I know other folks have different feeding schedules, but that's the one that we use and that we found to be the best to make sure that we have plump chickens by the time we harvest. Now, if you have specific questions about the type of feed to transition them to, we're gonna look for a grower feed that's tailored to meat birds.
Hi. Well, hi, turkey.
Also need to fill up that water. It's gonna be a toasty one today. You guys like my makeshift partition here?
What are you doing over here? It's just nothing but chaos. Nothing but chaos. Silly girl. Turkeys are just big goofballs.
Well, now that they're mostly feathered out, it's time to start getting ready to put them out on grass. Already brought out the chicken tractor and untangled our poultry fence. Just become this like tangled mess that you have to just like work through and untangle. But we're starting to set things up. I'll be walking you through that process in our next video. I tell you what, those turkeys are just a hoot. Look at that turkey. And speaking of turkeys, we'll be sharing our experience raising turkeys for the first time. This is the first time that we've actually raised them here on the homestead. So we'll be sharing that experience as well as a separate video. But in this series, I wanted to go ahead and focus on just raising the Cornish cross chickens for meat to just kind of give you an idea of what to expect week by week. This video is kind of a short one. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. Next week, we're going to talk about putting the Cornish crosses on grass and setting up the poultry fencing, as well as the solar unit to get it electrified and protect our chickens from predators. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. My name is Emma from Sonnie's Place, encouraging you to grow your best life. Adios. Speaking of crazy turkeys, look at this guy. Hey, what you doing out here? I know you want to go on grass soon. You're gonna go on grass soon? You too? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Crazies.